Now that we looked at congressional committees, and we've also looked at the leaders that assign those committees, let's put it all together and actually look at the process of how a bill actually becomes a law. So a bill can be introduced in the House of Reps or a bill can be introduced in the Senate, but it's got to go through both houses in order to be approved. So you have to have relationships with people in the other house because if you introduce a proposed law, a bill in the House of Reps, you have to have a senator that's going to be willing to propose it on their side as well. So for a law to become a law, it's got to be approved by both the House and the Senate. So it's a bill is introduced in either the House or the Senate. The bill, as we mentioned before, is not going to go to the entire 435 in the House or the entire 100 member like Senate. It'll go to the most relevant committee first. So again, these are your committees. So if there's some sort of transportation related bill that's proposed by a member of Congress, it would go in the House, the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, and in the Senate, it would go to the Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee. That committee would get to see the bill first, just maybe the 15 people that make up that particular committee. That committee then has the ability to make changes to the proposed bill, but more often than not, what the committee decides is that they're not going to do anything with the bill. And 99% of all the bills that are sent to a committee just die or are killed in that committee, meaning that they're not moved forward. In old school terms, that's referring to like pigeonholing a bill. It just means that the bill doesn't make it out of committee, and that's what happens to most bills. But let's say this particular committee decides, after making a couple changes, that it does want the rest of the House and then the committee on the Senate side wants the rest of the Senate to see the bill. They actually move it forward. This is the first time that the entire House and the entire Senate would be able to debate and actually vote on the proposed bill. But the problem is that because the House committee may have made changes to the bill and then the Senate committee may have made different changes to the bill, it's possible that by the time you get down to this step, that they're actually debating and voting on a different bill. So what they have to do if they approve it at this step is each House's bill, the Reps version and the Senate version, is sent to what's called a conference committee. This is a temporary committee made up of both reps and senators that iron out any of the differences that may exist between the two like proposals that they've been arguing about. So let's say they can come to an agreement, then it's then kicked back once they write a common bill that they can agree on to the entire House for debate and a vote and the entire Senate for debate and a vote. And this would be the point in which an individual senator could filibuster it. Now, like again, 99.9% of all the bills that are proposed never really even get out of this stage, let alone all the way down here. You can imagine like the frustration that it's the rare bill that survives the process all the way down here just to be sort of torpedoed by a filibustering senator. But let's say the entire House, after debating, agrees to vote and approves it, and then the entire Senate does the same thing, a majority vote in each. The president then has the ability to have the proposed bill sent to him, and he can either sign the bill, which then makes it a law, or he can veto it. Even if the president decides to veto it, it then is kicked back to both the House and the Senate, and Congress can pass the law over a president's veto with a two-thirds vote. So you just need a majority here and a majority here to approve it the first time. But then if the president vetoes the bill, prevents it from going into effect, then Congress can override the veto with a two-thirds approval from both houses.